Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I am recording this on exactly 1 year after I started my first podcast. Today is the 15th, and last year on this day I posted my first episode, and I'm really excited about it. It's been a good year. It flew by. It was very busy, but I'm excited to have stuck with it, and I hope to keep going with it. But I appreciate everyone that's been with me on this journey for this past year. Okay, today I want to talk about actually something kind of similar to the first, or I think one of the first episodes I posted last year, really about kind of finding within ourselves the ability to do the things that we want to do and really being intentional and trying to understand why we don't do the things that we want to do. So, kind of what I'm thinking of is when we know we're good at something or we know we're capable of doing something, but we don't do it. Why is that? Why is it that we kind of hold ourselves back from doing the things that we know will be good for us or the things that we know will bring us joy? And a lot of people struggle with that either because of confidence issues, but also I think most of the time it's just not knowing where to start, not knowing how to take that first step, and the kind of the fear of what that first step will lead us to. What if I put all my energy into this and it doesn't work out? What if I put myself out there and do something that's a little bit of a leap of faith for me, but I don't succeed or it doesn't go the way that I want it to go? Well, then what? What do I do? Does that mean that it's a failure? Does that mean that I am, there's something wrong with me? Or do I just need to, learn a different way to do this? But for some people, that is such a personal concern, like a worry that means something about them if they don't do something well, that they don't even start. And, I'm thinking about this because I'm thinking to a year ago, when I started this podcast, I had all kinds of fears. I sat on, the first or the preparation, like I waited weeks, months to post my first episode because I was so worried about how it was going to go. I was worried that I was going to embarrass myself somehow, or that it wasn't going to be successful, that no one was going to care about what I had to say, or that it was just going to be a big flop somehow. But it just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I keep thinking of this. I really want to do this. I can't stop thinking about it. So obviously it matters. I'm just going to have to take a leap of faith and I'm just going to have to do it. Obviously I did a lot of preparation. It wasn't total blind jumping in, but it was, you can only prepare so much before you just have to do it. And when you do it, you build on it. And if it goes well, great. If it doesn't, you figure out how to make it better. And yeah, sometimes you don't succeed. And sometimes the things you set out to do don't go well. But why don't we try? Why don't we do the things that we know we want to do? And that can apply to these bigger things like goals and accomplishments, but sometimes it even applies to the little day-to-day things to take care of ourselves, to make our lives easier today. That has the same issue. There are people who will struggle with kind of feeling like they're just in that same cycle every day. They're stuck doing the same thing every day and they don't experience a lot of satisfaction or gratification out of life. And then when we sit down and talk about it, it really comes out that like, well, I know what I need to do. I just don't do it. Well, all right. Well, let's go over that list again. What is it that you know you should be doing? And then let's figure out how to just push you through that opening, because we could sit here and try to understand why you don't do it. And sometimes that's important to really understand the root of the thing that's holding you back. But a lot of times that doesn't even matter. You just have to do it. You just have to take that step. So if you know that every day you need to wake up at a better time, or when you wake up, you need to take a few minutes to plan your day, you need to make a to-do list, you need to time block your day, and you need to have alarms and reminders for it. Well, if you know that that's what's going to make you most successful, then you need to do that. And you can sit here and let the days go by where you don't do that, you don't make any steps towards having better days or being more structured. Well, then that's on you. And yeah, you're the only one responsible for that. But in the meantime, you're unhappy and you beat yourself up. But I'm here to tell you that, like, it's time to do the things that you know will make you feel better or that will give you more control over your life. And it's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop letting the day go by and just same thing, different day. It's time to stop that. And you are responsible for creating that change and for making your life go the way that you want it to go. And I've talked to you before not long ago about like adding the thing in your day that makes you happy. And that's very important and very true. But I'm talking about something even simpler. I'm talking about just doing the things that you are expected to do either by other people in your life, like you have children, you need to take care of them, or by yourself, like, hey, I want to wake up and I want to exercise, or I have loads of laundry that need to be done and I don't do them. And every day the day goes by and I just feel worse about myself and I feel like a bad mom or a bad wife or whatever. That's on you to take that step. And so, get your notebook or your phone or your planner or whatever it is that you use and just make a plan for today. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be the things that you need to do. Pick a time that you're going to do them, set an alarm, put a Post-it in front of you, whatever it is, but do the things that you know you need to be doing. Take that step and stop being stuck in this cycle of, I know what I need to do, I just don't know how to do it. And if you don't know what you need to do, you need to sit down and think about that. You need to brainstorm all the things that you know you're responsible for, or all the things that pop in your mind when you're trying to fall asleep and you're feeling really anxious because the list continues to go on. All the things that you know you need to do, you've got to start by writing them down. And once you write them down and you have your master dump list of all the things that you have to do, then you have to transition into today. What are the 2 things I'm going to do today, or 1 thing I'm going to do today that will help me break that off my list and check it off? And if you struggle with the big category of like clean the house, we'll break it down. 1 load of laundry, 1 load of dishes, make this bed, make that bed. Write it all down, break it all down, make it manageable, make it doable. The more you cross off, the more accomplished you feel, but you've got to get moving. And this ties into, when I talked a couple weeks ago about seasonal depression. Take control. Do the things that you need to do and figure out how to get yourself moving from being stuck to feeling better. And this is so common right now, and it's not just seasonally because of the weather and all of that, but a lot of people feel the overwhelm of Christmas and having so much to do, and we're starting to run out of time. Christmas is next week. And there are a lot of people that feel very, very concerned or anxious or worried about all the things they have to do, that they just get stuck in not doing anything at all. And so then it just comes back to that question of like, why do we not do the things that we know we can do? We are capable, we are competent, but we get stuck because we don't know if we're going to do them well. We don't know if we're going to do them right. There are people that are so worried about how to be in a family gathering for Christmas, or how to buy the right presents for the family members that there might be some maybe obstacles in the relationship with, or judgment that comes. And so then they're stressing out so badly about the Christmas that then they're, feeling miserable right now, or just not knowing how to buy presents. I mean, it's first world problems, but it's still a problem. Like, we have to function through this season. We have to function through Christmas, but we also want to enjoy it, And so right now, if you know that there is something that you can do that's going to make the next few weeks better for you, or the next week, like, I'm not even thinking big picture of your life. I'm thinking like today, right now. If there's something that you can do that's going to help you get through today and take that overwhelm away, I really, really want you to do it. I want you to put yourself in a position where you say, okay, I've got to stop making excuses. I've got to stop putting it off, because the more I put it off, the more stressed I feel, the more overwhelmed I feel. Break it down and take it chunk by chunk so that it's more manageable by you, and then ask for help. And this goes back to other times you've heard me talk about asking for help. Are you the kind of person that suffers needlessly? Are you doing all these things just because you don't want to ask for help because maybe your pride is getting in the way? Are you afraid that if you ask for help, it's going to be viewed as a weakness and that you don't know how to do these things for yourself? Or is it just that you can't rely on anyone? And if you ask for help, they're going to do it wrong. Whatever that is for you, I do want you to take that into consideration. There are some people that don't have anyone to ask. Most people do. And so I want you to look at your support and figure out what do you need to maybe delegate to someone else, to ask for help, to figure out if there's something you can take off of your plate and give it to someone else. And then if you are the person that is watching a family member do all of this by themselves, ask if you can help. Be there to support your loved ones, your family members. Don't just expect that because other people are used to doing it themselves that they need to continue to do that. Be there to support each other. That's what family, friendships, that's what it's for. Especially when we're in the holiday season, everything right now is about being, making traditions or being with family. Are you doing that? Or are you fixated on the way things look and trying to be perfect and trying to really have your house be spotless when people come over? Like, does that matter to you? And if it does, are you making it matter more than it needs to matter? Are you making sure that you're focusing on the right thing? Are you making sure that you're focusing on creating the memories and having fun? Or are you stuck in the formality of how everything needs to happen that you've lost track of just enjoying yourself, enjoying the season? There are people who, Christmas used to be so much fun and now it's just so much work that they don't even enjoy it. All right, well, you get to choose. I mean, you've got time between now and then to really modify your mood and your perspective. Are your kids looking up at you and saying like, gosh, mom or dad is so overwhelmed and stressed, like Christmas isn't even fun? Or are you taking that time to be mindful of your mood and, trying to just enjoy this and do something fun for yourself? And if you don't have the ability to do traditions that you're used to doing, and so you feel down about it, create a new tradition, do something new. You can do that. You don't have to be stuck in the old ways of doing something. You don't have to be stuck just in obligation. And yeah, there are things you have to do because it's expected of you, like maybe certain gatherings with family, but you don't have to get stuck in that. That doesn't have to take away your ability to do the things that will make this a better time for you. So going back to what I said at the beginning, why don't we do the things that we know we're capable of doing to make our lives better? Why do we get stuck doing the same thing over and over and over and then feeling miserable when we keep doing it and that there's nothing extra and nothing fun in the day or in the season for us? So I'm just focusing on this time of year for you. If this is something that you want to carry on to your life more generally, that's fantastic. I would love for you to play a more active and present role in your life where you're not just running the same routine every day and not having any pleasure. But right now, I just want you to take this for the next, 10 days until Christmas. I don't actually know how many days we have left, but I think it's 10 days. If you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe there's something else you celebrate, or just kind of the season is crazy and you just want to figure out how to get through it. But figure out a way to slow things down for yourself. For a lot of people, having the kids home from school for the break brings a lot of stress. Okay, what do you want to do differently this time around? How do you want to make this winter break go a little differently, where maybe you're having a little bit more fun, or you just modify your expectation of your kids, or modify your mood to where you aren't just annoyed and bitter all the time, or whatever it is that you need to do to make your days and over the next 10 days until Christmas go by more smoothly. That's what I want you to focus on. You have to be intentional with doing the things that will bring you joy this season. Take on the things that you maybe have told yourself you just can't do that, you don't know how to make that happen. Yes, you do. And if you don't, ask for help. Find someone to help you. But ultimately, it comes down to taking control of your life, If at the end of the day you're laying there trying to fall asleep and you're just thinking of all the things you didn't do, or how you feel like a failure, or you're worried that you're going to get judged for something, try to turn that into a behavior that you can control. What can I do? Put on my to-do list tomorrow. What can I do to change kind of the day so that I'm not feeling overwhelmed? Or you know what? If I'm worried about this person's judgment, I need to make a decision about if I care. And if I do care, then I'm going to have to figure out why I care so much and what does their opinion really mean to me. And if it doesn't matter and you really decide, I don't actually like this person, why am I going to, focus so much on presenting my house a certain way just so they can come over? Just do what you need to do to enjoy it for yourself, be comfortable in yourself, meet that obligation wherever you need to, but don't overdo it for other people. Focus on yourself, focus on your family, make this good for you. Don't repeat the same thing every day and just kick yourself for being unhappy or for being stuck. If that involves exercising, eating better, reaching out to someone, whatever that is that you need to add, do that, because this is the time to really enjoy and soak this up. I don't want you waking up, after Christmas or when school goes back in and feeling really regretful over how it went and how, things didn't go the way you wanted them to, or everyone was kind of miserable and at each other's throats for the holidays. Like, plan ahead. Do what you want to do to make this a good season for yourself. If there's an obligation that you have, but you decide, that makes us miserable every year. Okay. Is there opportunity there to change that? Do you have to do the thing that you dread doing? Or is there room for change? Is there room to do something different at home with your children or your spouse or whatever? And so I'm encouraging you to make the most of this season, being mindful of whatever it is that you struggle with. If there's anxiety, if there's depression, if there's just, family strain, whatever it is that you need to overcome, this is a time to do that. This is the time to start doing things more intentionally. Have that faith in yourself that you can do things that maybe you're intimidated by or you feel kind of discouraged by doing because they're out of your comfort zone. Push through that comfort zone. Do the things that will make you feel better. Do the things that will make this a happier time for you and your family. Bring the focus back down to you and your family. Don't worry about everyone else. And then just enjoy this, soak this up. People look forward to the holidays and then they just fly by, And if you don't look forward to it, create some kind of fun for yourself that makes this good for you, that makes you enjoy this and where you're not the bitter person while everyone else is enjoying the holiday. So I threw a lot at you, but I do want you, the takeaway here is do the things that you know you're capable of doing that maybe you just put off. Put yourself in a place of action, change the behavior, enjoy this season. I'll have an episode for you right before Christmas next year, but between now and then, not next year, next week, but between now and then, I really want you to be thinking about how you're getting through this week. Is it a whirlwind that you are just letting it sweep you up, or are you slowing things down, trying to take control, making sure you're doing a little something every day for fun with the family, but making sure you're not just kind of falling victim to the season instead of enjoying this season and making it work for you and making the most of it, okay? So I hope this helps you. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. For a lot of kiddos, it's the last week of school. Try to have some fun, and then hopefully by the time you kind of tune in next week, you're in a better mindset about kind of welcoming Christmas around that corner. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.